Hey, what's up, all you OBP listeners out there in podcast land? David Armstrong here, your friendly neighborhood editor for this episode you're about to listen to, with a little content note. Since I'm also very much steering the conversation for this episode, I feel the need to take responsibility for this. We end up talking for a bit about the Harry Potter universe, and obviously we're of the right age for the books, so this has come up before, and it'll definitely come up in the future on the podcast. It's a pop culture staple, but we do end up going in depth a bit about its author. Now, her attitude and viewpoint is deplorable and despicable, and we talk about how that very much informs how she wrote it, as well as her cultural appropriation for the extended universe of her books. So if you want to sit in and listen to us talk about that, you will find only disagreement with her, but we also recognize it can overall be a sensitive subject for many people. So we don't want it to be sprung on anyone. Hence, this pre-show note. If you want to skip the whole conversation, the timestamp is from the 54-minute mark to the commercial break at about an hour and 18 minutes. But if you want to come back just after the conversation about this shitty person, hop back in at about an hour and 6 minutes, and I hope you do, because Cameron and Tessa give us their breakdowns about how they would organize the Hogwarts houses, and they're insightful, funny motherfuckers. What can I say? Anyway, enjoy the episode, loves. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for listening. Enjoy.
I'm going to take my sweater off because now that I've closed the window, a chill is upon me. Oh my God,
Tessa, for continuity. Continuity purposes. Ugh. Gonna have to fix this in post. I'm gonna have to edit in a sweater. God damn it.
Yeah, good luck. Also, you know that split second where you're like, am I wearing something under this?
Yes.
I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Not the photo of my friends.
Been there.
Yeah. I did that once with pants.
Oh,
you used to.
You didn't have.
I didn't. I didn't have. Well, I. How
You
do
had
I
a dance
explain
belt
this?
on.
Officer, I can explain. In middle school, we would have PE classes, and instead of just like changing in the bathroom or whatever, some kids, mostly the guys, would wear their gym shorts under their regular uniform pants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and you just take off your uniform pants.
Easy
And I
peasy.
was like, great. One day, and I took off my pants, and I did not have my gym pants on. And also, like, I just got overexcited and pulled whatever else was there. And I was like, oh. And I think like one person caught me. One person was like, that's before I managed to pull them back up. And I was like, yeah, let's not talk about this.
That just must be an early millennium coming of age story, because I have the same story.
You do?
Yep.
Yeah.
Man.
Mine was not in public, luckily. It was just in front of a friend, but I was like, oh God.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. That's good.
Girls, we just went to the bathroom alone by ourselves.
Yeah.
It was not like in the movies for a girls' locker room.
Yeah.
It was like, no one look at me.
Do not perceive.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
I actually love that for a t-shirt too. Do not perceive.
Do not perceive
Do
is
not
great.
perceive, but it has to be a robot.
Yes.
Exterminate.
Welcome to Omni-Bilateral Panic, the show where three bi-coastal, bisexual byproducts of the 90s ride the highways and byways through some niche pop culture and take every detour possible.
Oh my gosh.
One of your hosts, David Armstrong, and with me are my two wonderful, amazing co-hosts, Cameron Faring.
Hi, everybody.
And Tessa Flannery.
Hello. It's also we just have to say how good that is. Dave, that was so good. Did you write that down?
That has to be
No,
our
You were
tagline.
you're reading
up.
that. Are you
I made
reading
it up
that?
off of the
That's
top of my
so
yeah,
good.
I read it off my teleprompter here.
That has to be our tagline, actually. That's
Hey, you know, you do as you will. Cameron's the boss, so
I'm not the
Cameron
boss.
is the boss.
I am not the boss.
Cameron, you're
I
the
just do
boss.
shit. I'm not the boss.
We're going to go down this journey, as I said, on this highway of pop culture. We're going to make a bunch of major stops on the way. I'm going to ask these two questions. They're going to answer as they see fit. I'd imagine that they wouldn't choose to not answer. I mean, that is always an option. Absolutely. Consent is cool. So if you don't want to answer, cool. You don't have to. But I'd imagine you'd want to answer these.
Well, we don't know, do we? We don't know.
We don't know. I'm the only one, and it's I'm feeling very vulnerable right now. But here we go. Let's try it. Let's see where it goes. Let's see what happens. This is a pop culture heavy Omnibilateral Panic episode, y'all.
Oh, good.
Woo! Enjoy. My first question is a Star Trek related question. Sort of.
Okay, so
a bilaterally related.
We're all going to take the Kobayashi Maru test.
Yeah. If you were to take the Kobayashi Maru, you are tasked with manually adding a topic to fill Data's memory. This means an explanation through an informal presentation. It must be as thorough as possible, but you are not allowed to look anything up or refer to anything beforehand or during. Only your own memory and expertise. So what topic, however trivial, do you decide to cover with Data?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I mean, I should probably do musical theater because that's what takes up most of my brain space.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And theater. I think it'd be good because in the course of the show, he learned how to tap dance. He plays the violin. He plays the violin. And I just think it'd be really good, And I mean, in Insurrection, he does Gilbert and Sullivan too. So
that's true. Would you do it chronologically, Cameron? Or do you have a this is musical theater. This is your TED talk for musical theater.
I mean, I enjoy chronologically just because it gives context, and I love seeing how things affect one another, but that might just be my brain. So I would probably do chronologically and include context as to how things changed and how things evolved. And God knows what musical theater is going to look like in the 23rd century. That's exciting. That's really exciting.
That's so exciting. I can't wait to do future episodes with all of you in the 23rd
in the 23rd century.
When
so we can look back
Futurama.
at this.
We're
just heads in a jar. Yeah. It's a lot easier to do podcasts then.
Yeah, no kidding.
We got a lot of free time.
Yeah. And food's super easy. We just eat that fish food that they put in the tanks. Wait a second.
Are you telling me that heads in jars eat fish food like fish, turn their faces upwards and sniff?
Yep, they sure do. They sure do.
It's from Futurama.
Have you not seen Futurama?
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh my God. Shit. Okay. You have to add that to your watch list.
Yeah. You know what? My watch list is hundreds of shows at this point, but that's okay. Cool. I like that a lot. That's really funny. Good job, Futurama. Very clever.
We shouldn't have told her because then she would have believed.
I would have really thought Yins were making that up
Yeah.
on the fly. I was like, how did they come up with this? This is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
What a great bit.
It's so funny.
I feel like I was picturing, Young Frankenstein, the movie, how all the head, I pictured that a live action heads in jars. So it's disturbing too.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So are you imagining us at 2 years dead, still recording podcasts? Is that what you're imagining?
Yeah, all of us, except 23rd century. So yeah, we got
Omnibilateral Panic,
century.
The Rotting Corpse edition.
I have a question.
Yes.
So we're in the 21st century now.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the 23rd century will be the 22s.
Yes.
Okay, that's not that far from now.
No. Actually, Picard just crossed into the 24th.
Oh.
Did they have a party?
We're not that far behind Picard.
Wow. We're going to be in space soon?
I hope so. Well,
I mean, I guess we already are.
Technically, according to Star Trek lore, Ephraim Cochrane breaks the warp barrier this century.
Oh, very
Wow.
soon. Ooh.
Oh
Soon.
my gosh.
Like we will all be alive still, hopefully, when that happens.
Oh my gosh, I hope so too. I mean, that would
We'll
be
have to survive
literally
World War III first, but it's fine,
according to Star Trek.
according to Star Trek.
Okay. Yee. I
I
gotta get out of the city.
There was an article a few years back that was like the first immortal human is on Earth right now. Like
What?
they will be, somebody who is alive today will be the first immortal. Like they will,
That we know of.
yeah,
That everyone will know of.
yeah, that they will have perfected the
Extension
they
of
will have
life.
ended the aging process and figured all that out.
What if it's us?
Crazy.
And that's how we're recording the podcast in the 23rd century.
I
Could
would
be
love
us.
that.
Well,
Hey,
as long
and
as we keep learning, hopefully we'll still be entertaining.
I hope so.
That's
yeah,
the thing. That's the
gotta
thing
keep
about like
expanding your worlds.
living forever, right? Is
Yeah.
why like people are like, I choose not to. You know, so many people.
No, it's true. Because like immortal beings, they gotta take it a century at a time.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
This century I'm doing podcasting, but next century
Next century.
crochet.
Or knitting, knitting, as it were.
Knitting.
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 Tessa,
Weaving. I want to try that. Sorry.
No.
I have a hard on to try
Ascent-
weaving.
That's fair.
A real hard on.
do you have a hard on for a century of weaving though?
No, not a century, maybe. I would
Okay.
put embroidery in the first 50 years or the second 50 years. Weave and then embroider my weaving.
I'm
So then
actually
you-
going to embroider for the first time soon.
Are you?
I am.
I keep seeing that people embroider their like jeans pockets, and I was like, I could fucking do that. Sorry
I
for
mean,
swearing.
No,
But I could.
how the fuck dare
Why would
you?
why would you be sorry for
I
swearing?
forgot for a second because nobody had sworn yet.
No, this is a fuck-friendly podcast. I mean, one of our segments is fuck, marry, kill, for Christ.
Oh, you're right. I forgot.
Yeah. We don't do the weird ABC thing where we're like bleep, marry, kill.
No.
You know what? I learned how to do bleeping, and I'll tell you what, it's very fun, but also
It is very fun.
weird. It's a little weird.
My favorite thing is bleeping things that don't need to be bleeped, that make them sound awful. I love it
Yeah.
so much. It's one of my favorite comedy gold mines. But anyway, I
Right.
bought a vintage sweater that's just fairly plain and gross. I'm going to make my own holiday sweater for the first time.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Now, I think that the holidays are coming up.
They sure are.
How many holiday sweaters do you have? You have enough for every day of for every day of November and December. Is that correct?
Not every day of November. I have from like Thanksgiving Day on, well, the day after Thanksgiving to Epiphany, January 6th.
You have an advent
I'm glad.
calendar's worth of
Oh, more.
Christmas sweaters? More than
Yeah.
More than
an
an
abundance.
advent calendar.
Well,
yeah.
actually, I just had, to be fair, last year I incorporated some of my vintage sweaters that some people would consider ugly into that collection, but I'm still,
Okay.
but I am still trying to accumulate. And like, I hit the clearance sales hard last year. Some of them are
Is there
very
a committee?
inappropriate.
Is there a committee to decide your ugly
You're
sweaters?
gonna.
No,
Mhm.
No? Okay.
I just feel like you're gonna have to start wearing 2 sweaters a day, and that seems unmanageable. I know.
That seems unsustainable, Cameron.
it is, because if I get hot, I get filled with rage. So like I have to,
Oh no.
you know.
You Hulk out from just your body
I
getting
do.
warm.
And then nobody can take you seriously with that anger because you're wearing a stupid sweater.
Yeah,
That's
no, it's
true. And nobody knows to run away.
Yeah.
No.
Everybody gets closer. They're like,
Yeah.
I got to see this snowman or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, to be fair, it's a lot, and it's something that I enjoy a great deal.
Oh, you should do
Request to
it.
follow me on Instagram.
I can't wait. I
Plug.
can't wait. I love finding out what order they're coming in
And what I
know?
pair them with, because
What you
I'm
pair them with,
ridiculous.
it's always exciting.
I cataloged last year my entire clothing collection, and it's like, you were ridiculous, Cameron Michael. You were fucking ridiculous. Who else has an entire rainbow? Like, and I'm talking 22 shirts, 22 collared, solid color shirts that are all different colors. From
Oh,
like,
wow, 22.
You're
Wow.
ridiculous for that reason, but also for cataloging in the first place.
No, I think that makes sense. With the amount that you have, I would want you to catalog. It's like a museum's worth of incredible clothing.
That's
yeah,
right.
and I also have the same in skinny jeans, all individual
22?
solid colors. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I do have like 2 types of plaid, and then I have leopard as well, which I haven't worn yet, but working on it.
See, I don't know. I feel like I tend more toward those wardrobes where it's like 3 pairs of jeans and 3 shirts that are all the same and just rotate.
Yeah,
I don't
minimalism.
actually. I that's what I lean more towards. I don't know. I want to have like a uniform.
So during the pandemic, we were watching Antiques Roadshow, and they like did a really cool thing where, because they couldn't have the actual Antiques Roadshow, they went to celebrities' houses and they showed off their collection. And an amazing writer classified himself as a maximalist, and it's like, oh my God, that's me.
Nice.
There is nothing subtle about anything that I do ever.
I love that.
Look at the 1,000 books to my right. Thousands.
Thousands. I love that. It's filling up on that side of the spectrum. It's you, this writer, the maximalist, and Donatella Versace. She was like, she has a little 39 questions we asked her for Vogue or whatever.
Oh yeah, like, when they do the little videos.
What do you hope never comes back? And she's like, minimalism. And she's the best. She's just the best.
She is the best.
She's cool.
She was like, what was it? There was another one that I really love where they were like, what would you be doing if you weren't a designer? And she was like, having a nervous breakdown probably. Speaking of which, though, Tessa, what would you teach Data?
Oh yeah, I know. I didn't answer yet.
You again, I said at the beginning, you don't have to answer. You can also just say next question.
Well, I'm trying to think what do I know enough about? Like, what am I expert enough about? And I was like, maybe something baking or cooking, but I usually look at recipes,
That's okay.
You're not allowed to look anything up. You have to just do it from your own brain.
Up, okay. So well, like what is a recipe that you know right now, just off the top of your head?
A recipe that I could just make right now off the top of my head. I mean, I roasting carrots. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, but like hard to perfect.
Good. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a baking thing I can do, because I can bake, but I always look at my little recipes just to be sure. I would like to be able to, off the top of my head, teach Data. I almost said data.
You can say data.
Teach
that's
Data.
That's still a valid pronunciation.
Teach Data how to make my mom's pierogies. That's a whole process. That's like a several days long process.
Well, yeah, because it's pierogies.
It's so delicious.
It sounds good, though.
I love them. You both have to go to Baba's for me.
Oh, I think Baba's might have a small stall in the DeKalb Market Hall in Brooklyn. I might be wrong about that. Somebody has a pierogi stall there.
I'm gonna go to I want to go to the market anyway.
How dare you?
Like...
Why not?
No, I want to.
you
Tessa,
do want to. Sorry,
no,
I thought you said you don't
want to. Listen.
No, I've turned my ears right off.
Okay. All right, understood. Fair is fair.
What do I know how to do? I guess I could teach Data how to take good pictures on manual setting. but by that point, you won't need that. You won't need to look at cameras anymore.
It's not
how
something
a film
that
camera
it could be a
works,
hobby,
maybe?
like because he paints in the show.
It could
just be a hobby.
It's something that you want to give to another person.
Ugh.
So I like that one because that one's hard.
Too.
I don't know how to do that one.
I sort of know how to do that one, and it's incredibly
difficult. You definitely
difficult.
do. You definitely know how to do that one.
I mean, not compared to people who actually know what they're doing.
Like your wife.
Like my wife. She's remarkable. I can one of my favorite activities is to watch her shoot because it's so good. And then I could literally be standing there with the same equipment, like right next to her, and her photo will be life-changing and mine will be
I feel like
it's not just me. I've watched it happen to other people too. Where
it's like the student's Mona Lisa that's just off center.
yeah.
But also it's
100%.
just not as good. It's simply not.
Yeah, I don't know how she does it. It's truly a gift.
She's brilliant.
I love that.
Yeah. So I guess something like that. I would want to give Data something that would be useful and fun, but I don't know. I truly feel like I'm not an expert at anything. I'm like a jack of all trades, master of none, but better than a master of one.
Hey,
right?
Hey, no, I disagree. I hate thinking that you can't be an expert at more than one thing. And I hate that that is used as, my entire college career, I was told you have to specialize or you won't be any good at anything. And that's not true. I was told that too.
All. I also don't think that's true.
I mean,
but that's why the full phrase, like jack of all trades,
false,
is nobody ever hears the second part, jack of all trades, master of none. But then there's a second part, but better than a master of one. It's better to not in that phrase.
Well,
it's better not to specialize so hard that you only do one thing.
For me, everything that I do informs everything that I do. It
intersects
completely, and it's all useful. I mean, me as a writer, my material has never been richer than when I'm doing other things that actually inform.
That resonates with me for sure.
And I consider myself an amateur historian and architecture enthusiast, but that's all incredibly useful too, because it gives me context to the worlds that I'm building, whether it's false, whether it's completely fictional from my head or, actual history.
Or actual construction and building, which you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of fantasy construction buildings, my next question is a D&D, Dungeons and Dragons related question.
Ooh.
What is the name of your tavern and what kind of gimmick, what kind of Planet Hollywood gimmick would it have? Keeping in mind that you have access to magic and a good amount of gold at your disposal.
I'm ready.
Go, Tessa.
Okay. My tavern is called Katie's Cottage. And it's Katie Hepburn. Everything is Katie Hepburn. And because we have magic, Katie Hepburn is also the barkeep.
Yeah.
And she serves everyone and she's just full of her witticisms and so wry and so funny.
Is there more than one Katie Hepburn because of magic?
Yeah, I think probably everyone who has a job at this tavern is Katie Hepburn. So the bartender, the person who clears away the glasses,
the maitre d',
everybody who works at this tavern.
Yeah, the show.
Absolutely, the show is Katie Hepburn singing songs from the Coco Chanel musical that she was the star of. Did she win a Tony? I think she did. She should have if she didn't.
She probably should have. I don't actually know that off the top of my head, but I do know Coco. So you have to give us a sampling. Which Katie from which film would be behind the bar?
I know exactly who. Katie from The Lion in Winter is behind the bar. Eleanor of Aquitaine Katie is behind the bar.
Oh my God.
Hello, darling. Come in. It's cold outside.
Oh, thank you. May I have one whiskey on the rocks?
Of course you may. Now come a little closer.
Oh, yes.
Tell me about yourself.
Oh God.
Okay, I think
that's not even a very good Eleanor of Aquitaine because I feel like she did a little bit of an English accent, or I don't know. Actually, anyway,
everything has a little bit of an English accent because of the Mid-Atlantic dialect.
She was nominated for Best Actress in a Musical. She did not win.
For Coco, she didn't win. I think she's somebody who totes should have gotten an EGOT, but didn't.
Yeah.
She has so many Academy Awards that it's fine.
It's
fine. I think it's okay. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
She'll be all right.
She'll be all
okay,
right.
Sorry. So that's my answer. I'm ready to hear yours.
I don't even know what to do now. I'm so overwhelmed by how great an idea that is.
It is a great idea. But there are many hundreds of other great ideas as well.
Yeah, and I don't have any.
Uh-oh.
Well, I was just thinking the waitress. I would do the waitress. She'd be Katie from the. Is it Stage Door with the calla lilies are in bloom again? She'd be going around.
Today's special is
calla lily soup
Wait, isn't that poisonous?
I believe it is.
Yes. Oh, we love it.
He left me. No, sorry.
I didn't think my D&D question was going to evoke Katharine Hepburn today.
I'm so glad it did, though.
Just the best.
Whenever Katie shows up, we're all better off.
Yeah, anytime I can pimp that out, that's the best.
Katie from the Philadelphia store is just always in the corner drinking. Is that so, Professor? Why don't you come sit a little closer? She's asking everyone to come closer. Katie, what's the deal?
I mean, that's kind of her bit.
She's a close talker.
Kind of her bit.
She is a close talker.
And a fast talker too.
Maybe, I mean, along the same lines, I think mine might be called Mid-Atlantic.
I love it.
Yes.
Oh, that's it.
And it's got a dress code where everyone has to wear period authentic.
Yes. Is it a speakeasy?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Fantastic.
I love that.
Yeah,
The
Everything is
Mid-Atlantic
served in
speakeasy.
fine china teacups.
They always hide speakeasies in like weird things nowadays. What would you hide? What would you hide your speakeasy in?
A Radio Shack.
Fantasy
D&D
Radio
Radio
Shack. Yeah, Fantasy Radio Shack. Hello, welcome to Fantasy Radio Shack. Oh, you here for the speakeasy? Well, let me just turn this dial up to 11 and you can go right in.
And actually,
Enjoy.
the passcode would be pure of heart, but dumb of ass.
Himbos drink for free.
Well, I think that we should make that in the real world. We should make a speakeasy in an old radio shack, old abandoned radio shack.
We should do
There's
both
so
of
many.
these things. Trademark, patent pending.
Yeah.
Where are we going to find all these Katie Hepburn?
I mean, we just have to clone you.
We need Katie Hepburn from the African Queen to, I don't know, she like works outside. She's like raising the garden in the backyard.
I would honestly love to like be a casting director who has to audition a bunch of Katie Hepburn impressions.
Yeah, no, that would be
impressionists
amazing.
to work at this bar,
If it was
to work
anything
at this
beyond
tavern.
voice, I would not, I wouldn't get it. So I don't know. I do the PA announcements.
You do Charlie's Angels style. Your
Attention,
table's
everyone.
open. Hello.
Attention, everyone. It's closing time.
Yeah, last call.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
And then you sing that song, the closing time or whatever.
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
Katie sings really, doesn't she?
She
Oh,
does.
for sure.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Wow.
Oh, God. My whole week is so much better now.
Yes, we're turning it around. Okay. All right. A little walk down memory lane. This is my Star Wars question. It's kind of a question. It's more like one of those. It's one of those you'll get it when you hear it. Okay. Your Star Wars name is the first two letters of your first name combined with the first word of the street you grew up on. And your last name is the first two letters of your last name and the name of your first pet. So mine would be Daygold Mercutio.
You had your first pet was named Mercutio.
Yeah, he was a beta fish.
Oh, I love that. Oh,
Mine is also a beta fish.
Ooh, heyo.
So I'm shortening it to Kahai Fetili.
oh, I like that.
Because otherwise it would be Kahighway.
Oh,
okay,
shoot,
got it.
the actual very first street you lived on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I thought it was one, and I just remembered that when I was a very small child.
Oh.
Okay, are you ready?
Is it better or worse? You can make that
It's
choice.
worse.
I want to
You
hear
can make
both.
that choice. Yeah, I want to
Okay.
hear both.
So at first I thought it was to Mary because I grew up on Mary Street, but
That's
then I
pretty good.
remembered it's to 18th. I
Yes.
first was born in and lived in a house on 18th Street to 18th.
To 18th.
And then my last name is
18th.
tricky because it's Flabruce. My parents got a cat that followed them home from a Bruce Springsteen concert, so they named him Bruce Springscreen, because he could jump up onto the screen of the house when he wanted to be let in.
Incredible.
So, Bruce Springsteen.
That's amazing.
A stripy ginger boy.
You come from a long line of punners.
I feel like they didn't even mean it on purpose, and I never mean it on purpose. It's always accidental.
That's the best kind of pun.
And I just want you to close your eyes and see that name in the Star Wars opening crawl.
To 18th.
To 18th.
To 18th full Bruce.
Full Bruce. To 18th full Bruce. Full Bruce. And what was it? Kahai Fatili.
That's good. I think Kahai Fatili is good.
Yes, my first beta fish's name was Teely.
Oh,
is it short for something, or is that
nope? He was just
Teal.
I was.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
That's incredible.
He died tragically.
Oh no!
My sister was too young to know what she was doing, and she took him out and petted him.
Oh no! Oh, she probably thinks about that all the time.
I'm sure think she about
does. Sad things like that I've done in the past.
I know. Thanks, anxiety.
Oh, I think about all the time all the mistakes I've made.
Yeah, no, me too.
Do I have anxiety?
It was fine. He'd lived a great life. Beta fish don't live that long. It was fine. He was actually getting close to the end as well. So not a big deal.
Yeah. But also, what a dumb kid.
And then my second one was named Fiero because he was red.
Oh, wait a second. But that was before Wicked?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, you must have been small. You chose, wow.
My mom always tried to, between my mom and Sesame Street, she always tried to teach us a little Spanish. But all I remember from... All I remember from my childhood is how to count to 20 and ¿Dónde está en el mundo es Carmen Sandiego?
Where? That's incredible.
I'm trying to learn Spanish. I had started on Duolingo ages ago, and then I got a little fire lit under me because for one of my friends' B-days, we're going to go to Oaxaca.
Amazing.
Woo-hoo. One of my best friends in the world.
That's fantastic.
If she listens to this, she'll know who she is.
Who is totally real.
I thought my Spanish was okay until we were in Cuba and I was in the grocery store line. My wife had just been kind of speaking because she, of course, is trilingual.
What? Go ahead.
She is the greatest human to ever live.
She's learning her fourth language as we record this podcast.
I wish you were kidding. But I was in the grocery store line and I was trying to order some chocolate along with the metric ass load of booze that I was bringing back into the country.
Sure.
And the guy behind the counter was like, "You speak English? Speak English." And I was like, "Oh no. I'm that American. I'm so sorry." Oh God.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, at least you tried.
Well, yeah. And to be fair, my undergrad training, when you study classical music, you learn how to perfectly pronounce and roughly translate up to 6 different languages. So I can do that, but I can't speak them.
It's a whole different thing.
It's a very different thing.
So different conversationally and so different when you're actually there.
Yeah.
So can I read Italian? You betcha.
As they say in Italy. You betcha.
You betcha. Can I read German? Let's see. You betcha. There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
As they say in Germany.
As they say in Germany.
Very well-known phrase.
So, I was actually trying to brush up on those too on Duolingo, but haven't gotten very far.
I was trying to. So I have been trying to brush up my French ever since I went to Paris, and everyone just spoke English to me, except one guy who was in a holiday market stall, and he had beautiful ceramics, and I had tried to say c'est très bien, c'est très belle. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I was trying to compliment his ceramics. And then he was like, "Oh, you speak pretty well." And I was like, in French, he said that. And I was like, "Who, me? Qui, moi?" I was immediately the most American thing I could do, golly.
Well,
but he also may have been trying to sell me some pots,
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I would like to know more than just a smattering of French, 3 words in Slovene, and how to read what it says on the subway in Spanish because the English translation's right there.
That's fair.
This is always like a sad question. How many languages should you know by now? Like, because I grew up in California, so I should know Spanish. I grew up in a Filipino household. All of them spoke Tagalog or Ilonggo. I should know both of those languages. I took French in high school, so I should also know at least a little bit of conversational French. So I should be at least 5 languages in, and I'm not.
I feel like I should be, let's see. I feel like I should be at least at 4 because I have dated a Spanish speaker for a long time. So that I should have.
They are totally real.
They absolutely are. Everyone like my best friend, one of my best friends. Absolutely real.
Everybody in Tessa's life is absolutely real.
They're 100% real. It's fine. Everything's fine.
And
Stop
I went to Slovenia, and like we went to Slovene Fest, and we like really celebrated our Slovene heritage when I was a kid. So like, oh wait, I forgot. I should know more because I also took an Irish language class, but I took it right when my it started like right the like 2 days before my dad had his stroke, which he's still recovering from, but I pretty much was like, cool, we'll see how this class goes. And
peace.
I think I can say literally nothing, but I have all the notes somewhere, so I should be able to speak Irish, Slovene. I took French in high school, and there's probably something else. Spanish, because I live in New York. I should speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And with that boyfriend who was real.
That boyfriend who was totally real. And we really loved each other. Our love was real. I was going to ask a question out of ignorance. Irish, is that Gaelic or is there just Irish?
No, there's yes, great question. So some people call it Irish Gaelic. Some people call it Gaelic. The Irish just say Irish.
Sure. Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah,
okay,
which is something that I also, because I went in, me and all the other Americans who all had like red hair and looked like me. Golly. Got in a room, and
language.
We were like, we're here to learn Gaelic, and the Irish lady was like, no, you're learning Irish. Like, you're going to be learning Irish. And we were like, you mean Gaelic? We were like correcting her. She was like, no. But she was so great. She introduced me to one of my favorite bands, Kneecap. They're
a real band.
Totally a real band. They have, so I do know some Irish because they sing in Irish. Let me think of their, oh shit. How does it go? C-E-A-R-T-A is como lumps of fuck fui and garda. That means that spells out C-E-A-R-T-A, which is rights. And the next line is fuck the police.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
We like them.
So
amazing.
Yeah, we like Kneecap. So anyway.
We stand.
I definitely should speak 5 languages.
So, I mean.
I should speak Scots too, sorry.
You should speak Scots.
I should.
So I Sesame Street. That's what I remember. Thank goodness for Sesame Street in the 90s. Because it did. I mean, it helped a great deal as far as like actual comprehension. My mom spoke Spanish. She does not have any Latin or Hispanic heritage. She just took it in high school and was pretty good at it. So like it would come up, but like it was not really spoken. My dad sort of spoke German, like his grandparents spoke nothing but German.
Wow.
So kind of.
Yeah.
We sang Silent Night in German when I was little. That's about it.
Of course.
And then like because of the intense training that I went through, it was 6 languages a semester, and they had to be. It was like the 5 big ones and then a bonus one. So like I sang in Hebrew and I sang in Russian.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
But like, I don't even remember how to pronounce Hebrew and Russian, unfortunately. I'm also learning Yiddish on Duolingo, which I love.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which
I just remember you speaking Hebrew at a Passover we went to together.
Yeah.
You sang the Hebrew songs.
The 4 questions. I did.
Yes.
But like I'm surprisingly fluent in Yiddish because of The Nanny.
Oh my gosh,
fun.
incredible.
Yeah.
Holds up remarkably well.
I saw some Yiddish curses online. They are excellent.
Oh, I know.
Yiddish curses are like, may you be hit by a horse cart. They're great.
They're the best.
May you be run down somewhere in the road, basically. So good.
I just love the Yiddish language. And it didn't occur to me until like a friend of mine from New York was like, you know what that means? And I was like, yeah, of course I do. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? It's the language of my people. But yeah, so I should technically speak like probably 12, and I speak one mediocrely.
Yeah.
I remembered that I also should speak a little bit more German than I do, because I was in the German club, and we would go and sing German Christmas carols at the Saxonburg, senior homes. We would sing In der Weihnachtsbäckerei.
In the back
in
of
the Christmas bakery. In the
a well-known classic.
It is a well-known classic.
Speaking of languages,
here we go. Why do you have to get so close to the mic for this? Because
I love it. I love it. It makes the perfect thing. You can just put in the boop and we're good to go.
I know. I'm only making it harder for myself because I have to edit that. We know that the Middle Earth of the Lord of the Rings series is populated by elves, dwarves, hobbits, orcs, ents, eagles, trolls, goblins, spiders, dragons, and men.
And Balrogs.
And Balrogs.
One Balrog.
The last Balrog.
The last Balrog.
What other fictional race would you add to Middle Earth just to spice it up and add some drama?
Oh, dang.
I have always thought, and like this is just my nerdy mind at work, but I have always thought it would be really fun to just take a group of Klingons and put them right down in the middle of
Renaissance fair style.
Yep, Renaissance fair style. They're like kapla, and the orcs are like, "What the fuck are those?"
The orcs are scared. I love it.
Yeah, they would be.
I feel like the orcs would be scared of, like, just batleth blades. They would be like, I don't fucking know how you hold those.
No, because your batleth brings all the boys to the yard.
Hey.
I just wasn't sure if orcs were capable of fear. I thought they had bred it out of them.
No,
that could be something. I mean, I don't know.
I think Popcorn Face does not experience fear, but like you definitely see moments of, at least in the cinematic universe of Lord of the Rings, you do.
Is Popcorn Face the big guy,
general in Return of the Kings? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what his real name is.
The Urukai?
Yeah, the Urukai.
Urukai.
Handprint?
No, actually, Return of the King, he's the general that like steps aside when all of his men get crushed by the stones.
Yes. I know who you're talking about.
I don't know his actual name. Popcorn Face.
No, I think it is Popcorn Face.
That's what I've called him since 2003. So
and I bet if you asked linguist J.R.R. Tolkien, he's like, yeah, his elven name means Popcorn Face.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Have you seen the edit of the orcs in Lord of the Rings that's just regular people's voices? Like, they don't do an orc, like they don't do an orc voice, and they're just like, they're just like, man flesh.
No.
I want to see that so bad.
It's just like a quick clip, and they're just like, looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Oh, that's remarkable. We need to find that ASAP.
That is funny. That is so funny.
We'll put it up in the links. When this episode gets published, that will be one of the links in the description.
Okay.
Can you imagine? Sorry.
Tessa, go, and then I have a follow-up question.
It's really hard. My first thought was unicorns.
Yeah.
Great.
But then they're just going to get hurt, and I don't want that to happen.
No, they won't.
They're going to get hurt.
They're badass.
No, they are badass. No. And basically,
as long as they're badass unicorns, not like the poor unicorns of like Harry Potter who are just like, oh, my blood got sucked for me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they won't. They won't be. They're basically horses, but also rhinos. so
Yeah.
they'll be great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I want them
But
to be
also
safe.
rhinos.
But you know what? Change that. Pegacorns, because then they can fly away if the Urukai
Ooh.
are getting too close to them.
Right. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Wait a second. What about cats?
Or
maybe-
cats. You have all of these things. Cameron adds Klingons, and you're like, cats. How about cats?
How about
No, I'm sure cats
hippopotamuses?
exist there. Cats exist there.
Hippopotamuses. They're just hanging out.
Hippos. Oh.
They're incredibly smart. They wear armor and
Yeah.
are just angry.
They're always angry.
And then
That's
halfway
their secret.
And then halfway through Two Towers, they put on a ballet.
Yeah, I love it.
Same question, but for Westeros.
Oh, for Game of Thrones.
Oh. Wait, did David answer though? You don't have to, of course, but
Yeah, come on, David, answer. And
what's you for Middle Earth?
Well, my Middle Earth, I would either add. Sorry, Jesus. I'm gonna start over and
Cut
then
this
edit
out.
this
Cut
out.
this out.
Oh, that's a good question, Tessa. I would either add like half snake people, just have snake. There's not enough desert in Middle Earth for me.
You're very right about that.
Yeah,
You're very
right. I want more
very
lizard.
lush.
Yeah, I want more lizard reptile folk. If not,
For
then
sure.
I want in like Mirkwood or like one of the other like huge forests that the elves live in. They're like, yeah, we don't go out at night because like the forests are kind of dangerous. And they're like, what do you mean? And it's just like deer or whatever. And it's like, no, it's like giant deer.
Ooh, like that thing that I've seen it. I don't know if it's drawings, if it's on Tumblr or what, but it's like these little kids and these kids are like going through the woods and they're like, maybe we shouldn't go too far. We might get lost. And as each panel moves, then there's like a panel with a giant deer in the like deeper part of the forest.
They said that's based off of a different Tumblr post where they're like, what if the deep forest was exactly like the deep sea?
Oh, I love that so much.
It's great.
Love
right?
it. Yeah, because they also like they'll show you like this is what's left of an old growth forest, and it's like 5 trees that are 755 feet tall, and all the rest of the trees around them are like the babies.
Yeah, nuts.
Have you heard that crazy? It's like it's not a conspiracy theory, but it's like a 100% debunked theory that the Earth like plateaus are old cut down trees,
yes!
and like the Earth used to be.
I love this theory.
So
It's
like
so
in the
stupid.
Southwest where there's like
So stupid. I love it so
the
much.
crazy tall like cliffs and stuff that are flattened at the top. that used to be trees, and the funniest response of course is like, so who cut them down?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the scary thing.
That's the scary
Scary
thing.
thing.
Back to the deer, the
Sorry.
comically large deer. As someone who is, what are you apologizing for?
I distracted us.
Oh my God.
I know
Have
we're
you heard
here
this
to
show?
get something done. We are here to
We're
get
here to
stuff
get
done.
something done.
Have you heard
We're
this
on
show?
a mission.
Don't ever apologize for that.
We're on a mission and we're on a time limit.
As someone who has spent a great deal of time around some deers, I tell you, the danger wouldn't be it wouldn't be that they're actively attacking you. It'd be they'd hear a noise and step back. They'd go,
Ooh.
Well, that's why you don't
gosh,
go.
yeah.
That's why the elves are like, we don't go out into the forest at night. Because if you spook them at night, like they're especially
you're gonna
skittish.
get
Ullaran got squished. So squished.
Oh, I just realized that the elves are Welsh.
I mean, I want to know why the elves don't speak Mid-Atlantic. They should.
Oh, wait, have we already talked
I'm
about this?
Elrond. Welcome
Well,
to
me,
well,
Elrond.
looks like you're the Fellowship of the Ring. I've seen the failures of men before with my own eyes.
Why can't we be together, man? I know I'm an elf and you're a man. Why can't we be together? I'll give up my immortality.
Wow.
Arwen, as played by Katharine Hepburn.
And Aragorn as Jimmy Stewart.
Oh,
yes.
my gosh. I'd
Let's
love
hear it.
that actually.
And
I don't remember any of his iconic lines.
I know.
Give me
I
a
don't remember
second.
any lines that they
Oh.
have together.
Wait.
rolling and in your own time. Yeah, Yeah, what are Aragorn's lines?
I know. I was just picturing they both just stand and look a lot.
Yeah,
you know.
it is standing.
Their scene is in Elvish.
Yeah.
So
wait, we've got Jimmy Stewart and Katie Hepburn speaking Welsh to each other in a Mid-Atlantic accent.
Yep. Yeah. It's a mess. It's a goddamn mess.
Hang on, I'm just gonna look.
Oh gosh.
In Return of the King, he says, "You bow to no one," but that's a very short line for a Jimmy Stewart impression. Or he can say, "What do your keen elf eyes see?"
What?
Right?
What do your keen elf eyes see? If by my life or death I can protect you, I will. You have my sword.
And my bow. That was Paul Lind as Link. It's not the right era. I was trying to think. And my bow. They're totally taking the hobbits to Isengard. Oh no.
How about Sean Connery as a dwarf? And my axe.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Sean Connery playing yeah.
Gimli.
What's his name?
Gimli?
Jesus. Yeah.
That's incredible.
You'll have to toss me.
Wait. Okay. Wait.
Still only counts as one.
Toss me, Trebek. Like I tossed your mother last night.
Wait. Sorry. These are so good. I don't know if anyone do an impression of that guy from the noir films who has the big eyeballs. You know who I mean?
Oh man.
In
Yes.
Maltese Falcon, I think he's like, he always does the sound.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is I start doing Ren from Ren and Stimpy. Stimpy, you idiot.
Let's just put him in there too. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Ren. Yeah. Ren is Mary or Pippin. I don't know which one he would be. Ren and Stimpy are Pippin.
What have we wrought?
So Paul Lind is like, it's lambus bread. Oh, one bite will fill you up. And then Ren and Stimpy are like, how many did you eat, Stimpy? 4, Ren. I don't remember what Stimpy sounds like.
I have no idea. I can't remember at all.
I think that was pretty close.
Okay.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good.
So dumb. Yeah, this is a mess. This is a goddamn mess.
I love it.
You two have to learn. Well, when we do the reading for Lord of the Rings, you are doing Katharine Hepburn and Jimmy Stewart speaking Welsh in place of Elvish, but with mid-Atlantic accents. So
can't we just do Elvish, please?
That would be so much easier. Please let me do Elvish.
Oh, I listened to a podcast. There's a podcast so we were talking about languages. Yeah. Remember?
Remember my transition? Remember that?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. You want me to do it again?
Yes.
This woman has a really cool podcast about like in the Welsh language, and I think it's like about like being a modern day witch, which is cool. Ooh. And she like calls her friends and she'll be like, "You're a witch," and they're like, "Ah ha ha, yeah, I am." But it's in the Welsh language, and it's really cool. But it's so interesting listening to like native Welsh speakers who because I feel like most native Welsh speakers you meet are also very fluent in English. And she was less fluent in English, and her Welsh accent was like really rich and strong. And it was cool. It was really cool.
I love that. I love
it too.
I forgot to add, I should also be fluent in ASL, and I am not.
Oh, I should definitely be fluent in ASL. Absolutely.
Especially because every Christmas program for 10 years, we did the whole sign with white gloves in front of black light shit.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
No, not cool.
Wait, why not cool?
Because it was never done. It was never executed well. And it was like
Oh.
children from the one horse fucking town that I went to school in. So like it was never done well. And like, especially after witnessing so many people who actually sign, it's so beautiful and it's so
yeah. It's its own language.
Incredibly expressive that like, you know, what we did was an atrocity.
Yeah.
I understand why, but like, ugh.
Yeah. We learned the Girl Scout promise and law one year in ASL. And that was like what I knew. Actually, I should know ASL and BSL because I started to learn a bit of BSL when I was working front of house at a theater that did shows with a deaf theater company.
Amazing.
What's BSL?
British Sign Language.
Oh, got it.
Different language.
Crazy.
Their alphabet.
I love that.
You use both hands for their alphabet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the alphabet, that threw me so much because I knew the alphabet one way. And anyway.
I love that. Speaking of witches.
You were doing our transitions from now on.
I love it.
I have two questions for the Harry Potter world.
Okay.
Given that Bertie Bott's asserts that their product encompasses every flavor, what highly specific, forever linked to your memory, childhood food would you turn into an every flavor bean?
I know. I'm ready.
Wow.
That's a go.
But I can also wait.
No,
go.
Don't wait.
Okay. At there's a local theme park and it's huge. It's massive, just so you know. It's called Kennywood.
I love this already. Is it 2 Kenny Loggins?
Pittsburgh? No, how dare you?
Is it like Dollywood?
No. It's older than both of those things. And it's also cooler. It was modeled on Coney Island, but like Coney Island turn of the century. Not like the freak show part of Coney Island. You know what I mean? But like Coney Island, like everyone went there to swim. Then they put in a roller coaster, that kind of stuff. So, but it's like 1 million billion times bigger than Coney Island, just so you know, like really cool.
So the entire state of Pennsylvania then.
Listen, it's big. It's in Pittsburgh.
It's totally real.
It's right up the road from Sandcastle. It's big. It's cool. Kennywood is awesome. They have an old part, the old Kennywood part, and then they have actually it's smaller. You know, when I was a kid, it was massive. But I went back as an adult and I was like, this isn't as big as I remember.
Really backpedaling on this now.
Anyway, but it's still very big. It's not like Disneyland big. It's not like Disneyland big, but it's big.
Okay. I could see Russia from my house.
You can see very far from the top of the Thunderbolt. Anyway, so there's all different like wooden roller coasters. It's great. But the food is potato patch French fries. Ooh. And what they do is you see them cut the Idaho potatoes. They have those things where it's like built into the wall. It's got a metal handle. It's got a grate at the bottom, and you put a potato in, and the handle pushes the potato through the grate, so it cuts the fries. And they land in the fry basket, and they just fry them, and then they put on like a cheese, like not grated cheese. You know what I'm talking about? Like a cheese sauce. And they pour that on, and you can get like bacon and stuff, but why would you don't even need it? Cause it's just like,
you just need the fries. So
my Bertie Bott every flavor bean. I would want bags and bags of potato patch fry flavored every flavor bean. The greatest food on earth, probably.
I love it. I love that answer so much.
Potatoes and cheese. I was just realizing pierogies
can't be much better than potatoes and cheese.
No. One of my favorite things that the internet has produced is all the other vegetables need to get their shit together.
Yeah.
They list all the things that potatoes make, including vodka. And it's like, yep.
I've had potato vodka. It's good.
It is. It's really good.
It's very good. I choose it over grains if I can.
You get some taters and you get some copper line, and all of a sudden you have yourself a still, and then you're making stuff.
Then you're making stuff in your house. That went Pittsburgh at the end. I'm sorry.
What are you apologizing for?
I'll allow it.
I love Pittsburgh.
People should. People should love Pittsburgh. It's so great.
Mine is also potatoes, actually, and I can like drive out and get this right now because of where I am. But lots of people don't know. There is it's not local, but it's like the northwestern and part. They're starting to expand in the south chain that was started here called Taco John's.
Taco John's.
And it's like Taco Bell, but a little bit more elevated. Like there's less grease, their beans actually taste like beans instead of just slime. But their side are called potato olays, and they're basically just round tater tots that have a very specific seasoning on them. But like that was where we went as a family when I was a kid. And so like I still associate that flavor with so much joy and so much goodness. Recently, they haven't changed their oil as much as they should, so it's not quite as pleasing as my memories, but that's okay.
Yeah. Still good.
I can just go the next town over and go to theirs. But yeah, so potato LA Birdie Bots.
And now you're out in a place where the next town over is like a 3-hour drive.
It's a half-hour thing.
All right.
Brag.
Half hour at 70.
Yeah, I was gonna say at the speed you drive.
That's the speed limit, Tessa.
All right.
It's not like back east where you're stuck going 55 for some fucking reason.
Oh, the worst.
Like human lives or something. No, I'm just kidding.
Whole ass human lives.
Whole ass human lives.
David, what flavor would you add?
A California burrito.
Easy.
Yeah, easy.
No question.
Avocado. I mean, it also has potato, avocado, French fries, cheese.
French fries in the burrito?
That's what a California burrito is. Yeah.
Oh,
it's the
that's
best.
like in Pittsburgh. We have French fries on our sandwiches.
I love that.
So there.
Ew.
Yum.
I found like a taco truck in the city a few years ago, and they sold French fries and burritos. And I was like, can you put the French fries in the burrito? And the guy was like, no. And I was like, but you sell both of them.
Put one inside the other.
You could put one in. There's no like health code violation here.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he do it?
I was like, no. So I was like,
Rude.
so close. I was so close.
You know what? Come to my house. We'll make them.
Okay, great. Done.
Done.
Sorry, Cameron.
Speaking of houses.
Oh my God.
No, but that was my other question for Harry Potter. So we all know that the traditional or the canon breaking up of the houses is good people, smart people, everyone else, and snakes. How would you organize the Hogwarts houses?
We should have
Hold
known
on.
that J.K. Rowling was a terrible person. We should have just known. We should have seen that coming.
That was the first red flag.
Good people.
You mean the fact
people.
that she said that people at 11 years old were already the people they were going to become when they grew up?
Yeah. Yeah. And they're also defined by one trait.
Yep.
Yeah.
That they cannot overcome or transcend.
How dare you also though say everyone else, because that's loyalty.
Sorry.
People.
The bakers.
Stop it. Well, here's the thing. I thought for sure. I thought for sure. Okay, well, I'm clearly a Hufflepuff, and then I took the quiz, and they were like, "No, you're Ravenclaw," but like border Hufflepuff. And then a few years later, I took the actual like Pottermore quiz. Before that, I was just taking whatever quiz I could find.
Yeah, whatever BuzzFeed,
whatever,
dredge.
whatever written by an intern quiz I could find. Yeah. I took the Pottermore quiz, and I was very surprised to end up in
Gryffindor.
Yeah. How? Crazy.
I don't know.
I was not answering it. Sometimes I try and skew those kind of quizzes.
Yeah.
What?
You can't steer the Pottermore quiz. The
you
Pottermore
can't steer
quiz
it.
is
it's unsteerable.
It's canon.
It is.
It's canon.
Because remember how I think we talked last time about love languages, and I tried to steer it toward like I want presents, and it wouldn't let me. It also would not. That's canon. The love languages. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. We're ready. We're here to achieve things.
No, it's fine. And for any of our friends in the trans community who have chosen to still listen, welcome. Fuck TERFs, right?
Yes.
Fuck TERFs.
Like, come on. There was like a really good Vox article that the writer was like, I found my gender identity and sexual identity through Harry Potter. So it's like, it's one of the most heartbreaking things to learn, that she's a TERF, because it's like, oh, I should have seen it coming. We were talking about red flags. Should have seen it coming, because when she made Tonks completely heteronormative, it was like, oh, we lost they lost a really good potential trans icon of like, wow, somebody who struggles with their identity. There's a magical translation of that. Tonks is very independent and blah, blah, blah. And then by the next book, she settled down, gets married to Remus. Totally normal. Like, she grew out of it, basically.
Yeah.
And then when you realize what Rowling says in real life, it's like, oh, that tracks. Like, that's exactly how she views sexuality. It's like, yeah. People will have those thoughts, but then they grow the fuck up. And it's like, fuck you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Anyway.
She's a gaping asshole.
She's the absolute worst. I will also say too, like, I was mad. I was a little mad at everybody for jumping on finally when she like outed herself as a TERF, because it's like a few years before she was like she's racist, and she did that a few years before with Ilvermorny, and it's like nobody really made a big deal about it then. They were just like, oh well, it's Harry Potter, and like blah, 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 like fuck off. And it's like, oh, now that it's this, like, now it's another thing. But it's like, there were warning signs earlier, when she just stood there and said like, well, Native American indigenous stories are mine to take as a writer. Like, I'm free to take whatever stories I want. That's
that's wrong.
Hey, fuck you.
That's incorrect.
Yeah.
Incredibly harmful.
Yeah, whore bag. No, listen up. Listen. Sex work is work. But J.K. Rowling is not.
No.
Cool.
She's a real piece of work.
Yeah, she's a real piece of.
We're gonna have said all that. We swore earlier, but we're gonna censor shit. I'm gonna bleep out. I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna give an audio note to future me. Bleep out Tessa's shit right there.
I'm gonna make it really long so that you have to bleep for a long time.
Not annoying at all.
I prefer to think, and I mean, this is just me correcting obviously problematic behavior, but I like to think of it I like to think of the Sorting Hat recognizing who you will get along with best. And
Love
so it
that.
recognizes traits that you will have in common with your colleagues. And it's not good people. It's people who have leadership tendencies. It's people who have, it's it is Gryffindors are people who are go-getters and who want to get things done. And I mean, are sometimes do a little too much to get things done. It's like, it's not like they're good people. It's that they're motivated people.
Yeah.
And it's like Ravenclaws are also motivated, but they are more motivated by their book collection and the knowledge they want to learn, not changing, not making.
It's not as outwardly active, I guess you could say.
Did anyone ever take the True Colors quiz?
No, what's that?
It's from a while ago, and I actually took a modified version. I went to student leadership camp when I was in high school.
Of course you did.
Brag.
And humble brag. And it was really fun, but like there were 4 colors, and this version was purple, green, orange, and silver. And basically they perfectly coincide to how I view the Hogwarts houses. So let me diatribe that real quick, because that's actually my answer.
Yes.
Purple folks are people. right?
Mhm.
They are the ones who care the most about the ones around them. They want to make sure that everyone's taken care of. They want to make sure that everything is good. Those are Hufflepuffs.
Love it.
Cool.
The orange are the Gryffindors, and orange are they're the ones who are here for a good time. They're the ones who are creative and spunky and smart, but like that's not their primary motivation. Their primary motivation is their own journey, whatever that might be. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Greens are like basically just Ravenclaws. Greens are just Ravenclaws.
Is that what you were?
Yes. They love to actually the nice thing about the true colors is that you have all 4 colors present. It's just they're ranked. So like it depends on how you walk through the world, how you
have a different ratio.
Yeah. So, and like for a while there, they were combining houses. So I would be a Ravenpuff, combined houses. But like, that's great. And then the Slytherins are actually just bound by rules, which is silver. And so the silver people are incredibly reliant on tradition. They love rules. They think they should all be modified because they're important. They were written for a reason. They are, the ones that make schedules and are capable of all kinds of things as far as like by the book living, because that's what they enjoy. That's how they thrive. So that's that. Obviously silver is my last color. But yeah, that it just, if you identify them as traits that will make people get along better and function better as a group, then I think it's less offensive as compared to good people, smart people, everyone else, and snakes.
Yeah.
Tessa.
Okay. I'm writing it down because I'm not gonna be able to remember. So I'm I need my 4th group. So let me just think of what? Let me just think of who my other group is, because I want to make sure I don't leave anyone out. Okay, I have it. Okay. Okay. Here's my 4 houses. They're like, I'm thinking more of grown-ups. Okay, so bear with me, I guess, because these are more for grown-ups. So Slytherin, right, is like, here's who I'd put in there. So like, I guess, okay, I'm taking all the names away because we already have an imagination for that. It's okay. So I'm doing a house. I don't have names for the houses. I'll think of that next.
Just make them up.
Okay, so I'm calling one house the Wall Street house. That's finance bros and white feminists who aren't intersectional. They all go together. I'm making Broadway house. That's drama kids. No, wait, I'm sorry. No, this isn't Broadway house. This is let's call this the Soho kids. This is drama people, poetry people, cottagecore.
Oh my God.
Then we've got the Broadway house. That's a musical theater kids and the drug-fueled party people.
How am I going to pick a house, Tessa? What are you doing to me?
And then I guess we'll call it the Brooklyn house since we're using New York City places. And this is activists and people who love ice cream.
Shit.
Those are the houses.
Great. Now I'm torn between 3 of them. God.
You still have an evil house.
I still have an evil house. Well, this is the thing. You've got to have, where am I putting the evil people? I have to put them together.
Hey,
I can't mix the evil people up with, the good people. That's going to suck for the good people. But then the evil people would learn. So I guess, I don't know.
We don't know if they would.
Yeah. Who can say?
That's hard. That was hard work. I really thought about that.
That was good.
I had to write it down.
My favorite was the last one. Activists and people who like ice cream.
No, love ice cream.
Oh, love ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also implies that they may be mutually exclusive.
I have gone on record saying that ice cream is my favorite food. So like,
Ditto.
It's not even my favorite dessert. It's my favorite food.
I feel like other people definitely enjoy ice cream in the other houses, but I feel like there's just like a brand of people who like live for ice cream.
Yeah.
And maybe being with the activists, they can like fuel each other up.
It's slightly, maybe unhealthily, is their identity. Like like ice cream. Like a Disney adult.
Yeah.
Yes, a Disney adult.
All right, you know what? I'll save the other categories. I'm going to jump to one of the miscellaneous ones that I had. Okay.
Misk.
Misk. So, who provides the voiceover as future you looking back on your life, a la Kevin from The Wonder Years?
Writing it down.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman?
Obviously. I want him to voice everything in my life.
When I moved out to the wide Wyoming plains. I can't do Morgan Freeman. If you'd have told me that Andy Dufresne would be.
That is good.
That's why I taught you everything you know, Bruce. I can't. That's not good. It's not good.
You're getting there. You're really almost there.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman narrating Cameron. When I met Tessa and David at the Public 8 years ago.
Oh my gosh. We've aged.
Yeah, we're old.
We look great now.
We were old when we met.
Yeah, we were.
Did you?
No spring chickens.
Oh, I know. Who's
Katie
the lady?
Hepburn's ghost.
Ideally, but
Yeah.
who's the lady from Mom and from West Wing and from
Allison Janney?
Allison Janney.
Oh,
Can I have Allison Janney? That'd be
Hell
so
yeah, of
fun.
course. Yeah,
That'd be the best.
Okay.
it's
I love
whoever
Allison
it's
Janney.
whoever you want.
I love her. I think she's brilliant.
I love that.
Also, because I think my internal like voice is way more like not sarcastic, but like a little bit meaner than like I present, which I think could be fun. Who is it for you, David?
He's no longer with us, but I would want it to be Robin Williams.
Oh,
And just it's like the sincere, like the earnest Robin Williams, oh
yeah.
You know that one?
Yes. Oh, my heart. Yeah. Yeah.
Take it
He's
easy.
so fast. He's
so good.
so good. Did I tell Jens that Martin Short does a brilliant Robin Williams?
No,
I should have told Jens. Okay, so I've been watching the show Only Murders in the Building, and I love Martin Short and I love Steve Martin, and I grew up watching The Three Amigos.
Nathan Lane.
And Nathan Lane is so good in it, and everybody. Selena Gomez is brilliant. It's a show I highly recommend. But I was like, let me go see some old Martin Short stuff, because I was like, I knew he did like Canadian TV, and I knew he did
SCTV.
Yeah.
Baby.
SCTV,
So I wanted
baby.
see some of his old stuff. So he did the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and he did some impressions. He was on with friggin' Betty Davis was there, and he came in and he like did her immediately, but she didn't clock it. And then he was doing impressions later, and she was like, "Do you do me?" And he did her instantly. Then he was like, "Well, you're hard to do." But he was doing Betty Davis, and she was like, "Well, that's fine. I just wanted to know if you did." If you did me. And he and Johnny Carson look at each other, and the whole audience and I felt bad because I was like, oh, I don't want to like laugh at Betty Davis, but at the same time, that is hilarious because she just did not clock that he was doing her.
Well, and old Betty Davis was she just was in her own world most
she
of the
was
time,
a little in her own world. It's true. So that was brilliant. And he did Robin Williams, and
oh shit, I've never
probably
seen
best
that.
Robin Williams I've seen. Yeah, it's out there on the YouTubes. I think the video was called Martin Short does an impression of Betty Davis and she doesn't like it or something, or she's not happy, but it was like, trying to make it seem like she was like, get out of here. She just didn't even notice.
Yeah. She's busy.
She didn't realize.
Busy being Betty Davis.
She's got a lot to do.
Full-time job.
It is a
full-time job.
Yeah. I wish I did a Betty. I wish.
I will learn one.
Please.
Next time we meet, I'll have a Betty Davis.
Please do. That would make
I don't know though, because she's like beyond Mid-Atlantic. She's like and where her voice is it's her own thing. And
Christine Petty does an amazing Betty Davis.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, she does. That's right. That is a good one.
Anyway, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. What are you apologizing for?
Listen, get off my shit. I'm gonna write a whole article. Yeah, I'm never mind. I'm not saying anything more.
And speaking of writing articles, our amazing sponsor can help you write articles. What's up, all you cool writers and forgetters? Do you ever need help organizing your notes? Do you ever forget things? Oh man, I should have written that down. Well, now you can. With Post-it notes. What do you mean carry your phone around and use the Notes app? That's a phone, not a Notes. You gotta get yourself one of these pads of Post-it notes. They come in packs of 75 or 250, each an individual sheet. Each one could be your next big idea. Memorable line? Post-it note. Good sitcom-level farce premise with the potential for hijinks? Post-it note. Or maybe you just forget stuff all the time. Post-it note. Locker combination? Post-it note. Solutions to a maze? Post-it note. Forgot your bookmark? Just stick a Post-it note in there. Fill up your conspiracy boards with incomplete sentences and thoughts. Keep tabs on your tabs. Leave notes about how to reheat the food you prepared earlier in the day for your latchkey kid. Or do like I once did and label each thing in your apartment with a Post-it note that just says the word stolen in order to passive-aggressively remind your roommates to lock your front door at night. Post-it notes. Bringing the world together, one square piece of paper at a time. Brings us to our final segment. Fuck, marry, kill. My first category is pop culture detectives. Fuck, marry, kill. Sherlock Holmes, Nancy Drew, Veronica Mars.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shoot. You know what? I've watched like one bit of Veronica Mars.
I watched the
whole thing.
But it's Kristen Bell, isn't it?
Yes.
Kristen Bell.
K-Bell.
Okay, I'll try and think.
We love
K-Bay.
K-Bell.
She's great.
Okay, I'm ready.
Tessa, don't just say I'm ready. Say your thing.
Right, okay. Well, I just want you to know when I'm ready. I'm going to fuck Sherlock Holmes, kill Nancy Drew, and even though I haven't seen the show, I think I'm gonna marry Veronica Mars just because I would marry Kristen Bell in a heartbeat.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Apt.
We're jealous, Dax. We're jealous.
Yeah. Another great podcaster like us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dax, come on our show. Talk about your
Come
great
on our
wife.
show. We only talk about great wives.
That's another spin-off series.
That's our Patreon series, Great Wives.
I am going to. Are we talking about like contemporary portrayals of Sherlock Holmes, as in
I'll leave it up
that
to
thirst trap of a man, Betty Cumberbatch?
I'll leave it up to you.
I was picturing the Cumber Snatch.
Cucumber Snatch?
See, because that makes it really difficult.
Yeah. We won't go like Basil Rathbone, like old Sherlock Holmes.
I mean, even still.
Yeah. Good looking guy.
Ooh, sorry. There's a book series that's great. It's called Lady Sherlock. It's like the Lady Sherlock series.
Ooh.
And then I was like, if it was the Lady Sherlock, then I would marry her.
Mm-hmm.
I'd still probably just fuck her, actually. Sorry. Never mind.
I am going to, I think I'm the same as you, actually. And it's mostly because Nancy Drew is a teenager, and that makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, so, I just killed her.
Yeah, so we're just going to murder her instead. That's fine.
I just killed a child.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
to avoid feeling weird, I killed a kid.
Marry Veronica Mars.
Hell yeah.
And kill Nancy Drew.
Yeah.
If I had been a teenager at the time, it would have been a different answer. But
sure. If I'd put two teenagers in there, what would you have done? What if I'd put Encyclopedia Brown instead of
just don't want to be in that position, you know.
All right. I can't do better than that. That's the best joke I've ever heard. Okay. The other one.
Wait,
no,
what's yours?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I think I'd have to do the same. Actually, I think I would switch Veronica Mars and Sherlock Holmes.
You'd marry Sherlock?
Yeah.
Betty.
Nice.
do a little one night stand with Veronica Mars, and then that's it.
Hot.
Sexy. Category 2, fictional vampires.
Ooh.
Dracula, Edward Cullen, Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh my gosh.
I think I chose the harder vampire because Angel was an option, but I think I went with Spike instead.
Yeah, that is harder. Oh my gosh.
I would fuck Spike, marry Dracula, and kill Edward Cullen out of principle.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
Nothing
definitely
against our darling actor that played him. I just
no
Robbie Patz.
Yep.
Nothing against Robbie Patz. In fact, you can
so
keep
pretty.
calling me Robbie Patz.
The only one who's clear, not caller ID blocked. Robbie Pattinson.
Blocked. I would also kill Edward Cullen, but I think I would fuck Dracula and marry Spike.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like Dracula would be fun for one night, but like that's a lot of history, you know. And I know Spike, there's a lot of history with Spike too, but like I feel like he's more modern and I like his accent.
Yeah. Spike's a little more connected to the world. Dracula's kind of isolation
out there, isolate. And so I feel like that, I mean, who knows though?
That's perfect for me though, because then I can be like, okay, honey, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bye.
that's true. You really would have your own life if you were married to Dracula. Whereas with Spike, you got to take him to dinner parties and stuff. It's going to be weird.
That's true. But he'll dress up. He'll dress up nice.
Yeah, I'm still going to marry him.
Yeah, that's fine.
Edward Cullen's the only vampire on the list who has a filmed sex. So I know he's pretty good at it. They break the bed. So I'm going to fuck Edward Cullen.
Sure.
I will marry.
That makes sense.
I will also marry Spike from Buffy. He was my favorite on the show. And then I'll kill Dracula.
That's fair.
I feel like that's how Dracula's story has to end.
I haven't watched or read or interacted in any way with those books and movies with Edward Cullen. So if I had known that the bed broke, I might have changed my answer. Can you fuck and then kill someone?
Can you fuck someone to death? Not a vampire.
According to the film Goldeneye, that is very possible.
Oh, sure. Xenia on the top.
That's right.
Done my Twilight diatribe on this podcast? I don't think I have.
Let's hear it.
I
join you.
Another podcast with a dear friend of mine, and she
plug
drill sounds. It's a podcast where you watch something, like she watches the first and last episode of something and you as an expert try and fill it in, but she reversed it for the 10th episode, which hasn't been released, which was where she asked that I watch the first and the last Twilight, which I had never done because out of principle. I mean, good for Stephanie Myers, but it's just so Mormon that I can't. Like there is Mormon propaganda in every single sentence of that book and every single poorly written sentence of that book. And
it's also, again, it's like
and creepy.
Stealing.
Well, I mean, like that's just it, is the way that Edward treats her in the beginning is like the epitome of the patriarchal, creepy Mormon gaze, where it's like, that's what every little Mormon girl is trained to want, someone who's secretly watching you, but doesn't want to, get in there right away until after marriage and then everything.
Ooh.
It's really gross. It's really, really,
gross.
really, really fucking gross. Anyway, so I was forced to watch this for this unreleased podcast episode, and it was everything that that's the problem. It's the way that he's portrayed, and it's this, Mormon fangirl it's just really gross.
Yeah.
And he's
That
dark.
last movie though,
But also-
Twilight, is wild.
Oh, it is wild.
It's absolutely wild.
I
Michael
went,
Sheen.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
I love Michael
Sheen's
Sheen
in it, and he goes.
but-
That's indelibly linked to in my brain. Like I cannot erase anything from my brain anymore. The last thing I see before I die is gonna be Michael Sheen going.
Yeah, no. I was
like
like,
that.
what the actual fuck?
Yeah.
Good for Michael Sheen. I also don't like that she is again like stealing from indigenous people and like
Yeah.
and putting
Yeah.
indigenous people in her books with no
Yeah,
actual
and the movies
research or
definitely
care
don't
about the
handle
culture.
that sensitively at all.
No.
I'm sure not.
It's like they're it's like every other
and like this whole like
portrayal of them, of native folk, or
Yep.
like anything. As soon as you hear tribe, anything, it's like white people just go, oh yeah, tribal, oh yeah, drums. like just
Right.
all the
and like this link to
stereotypical,
like
oh,
animals,
God.
right? Because
Yes,
it's the
yes.
Well,
that-
and
I've
that
only
they're the
read about it because I
werewolves.
haven't seen it, but they're the werewolves. Okay, great.
and that the
Yeah,
vampires-
great.
that the vampires don't associate that with them because of their wild ways. It was like, ugh.
Jesus
God,
fucking
ugh.
Christ.
So like
Holy
out of principle,
shit.
Edward Cullen has to die.
And your last category, fictional bosses from the Michael Schur universe. So Michael Scott from The Office, Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec, and Michael, Ted Danson's character from The Good Place.
Oh,
I've got my answer.
I've got my answer too. You go ahead.
Just say it. It's a podcast, y'all.
I am fucking Michael from The Good Place, marrying Leslie Knope, and killing Michael Scott.
I'm with you. I have the exact same answer. Too easy. Too easy.
Too easy.
What about you, David?
Too easy, but I would do the opposite. I would marry Michael Scott. Michael Scott's my favorite character in anything ever. I would fuck Leslie Knope and then kill Michael. Michael's immortal. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
No, I want to have my hands on Ted Danson. He can call me
Ted Hansen. Ted Hands On.
Ted.
Oh boy.
Ted
Handsome. Gosh, he's a handsome man.
He is.
And isn't he married to Mary Steenburgen? I think so. Isn't that the sweetest thing you've ever heard in your entire life?
If they are married to
I
each
think
other.
so, and I think they've been married for decades.
Oh yeah, Mary Steenburgen. Married in
Love
1995? Is that right?
decades.
It has been decades.
I love them. I love them as a couple. I love their love. Oh, sorry, I'm just thinking about it. Those two, are you kidding me?
That's the best.
She's so pretty and he's so handsome.
He's
and
still so
tall.
handsome.
Yeah, no. He's aged
Yeah.
like a fine wine.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
Speaking of fine wine, no. No, actually, you know what? Speaking of fine time, it's been a fine time with all of you. And with thank you to Cameron Farring and Tessa Flannery for indulging me on this insane fever dream that I had last night.
Oh, thank you, David, for having this fever
Yes.
dream.
There's so
And
many more
executing it.
there's so many more
Mhm.
questions on this, so maybe sometime in the future we'll sprinkle them into future episodes.
I love it.
Every
And-
eighth
Yeah.
episode.
Every 8th episode. Yeah, for some reason we don't do milestones on 10 or like 5. Like our milestones are like every 8.
Every 8 episodes, we do a celebratory
Oh.
question and answer episode.
Yeah, celebrate.
Celebratory. Yeah.
Yes.
There it is. There it is.
No,
I
I
thought
loved
I
it.
assumed that went without saying.
No, I loved it.
No, I
loved
like to
every second.
really
Say it.
hammer it home. I like to really
Say it.
yeah, I like to
David
really
likes to
say
assume
it.
that our audience are fucking stupid.
I love mansplaining, guys. I love mansplaining.
Oh, I'm sorry. But at this point in the pod, that it's been released, we've been watching GBBO for a long time. We've had quite a few episodes of GBBO, but tonight is the first one. So excited.
So excited.
I think they make some kind of mud cake. I don't know. I've been seeing stuff on Instagram.
Great British Bake.
Paul and is it
Prue? It's Prue. It's Paul and Prue.
I like Prue. Not as much as
Prue
Mary,
too.
but I do like Prue.
You know what? The problem isn't Prue. The problem is how Paul behaved.
Yeah.
And how it changed when there were not 3 women literally reining him the fuck in. Sorry. Yep. But like, we just watched some beginnings episodes, me and my roommate, another of my very great friends. She exists and she's my roommate. And we watched some beginnings. I do not live in a cell
alone.
Where Mary Berry is there like instead of it just being like unapproved and approved, instead of it just being that, she's like, here's how you underproved it and here's how we know. Yeah. And then here's how you make sure it doesn't happen in the future. I'm missing that.
Mary's nurturing.
Mary is nurturing, and Prue is incredible.
Yes.
Prue is incredible and hot as hell. Mm-hmm. But
she's my style icon.
But
I'm trying to dress like Prue.
I mean, I'm trying to dress like Mary. A lot of like pink blazers. Anyway,
we used to pretend that Mary was like secretly just trying to sneak alcohol into every recipe. so like anytime she would criticize it, she'd be like, "Oh, it's a bit you're a bit lacking in there's a missing flavor," and we'd be like, "Oh, you like tequila or something, like, put a little bit of vodka in there."
I think it could use a bit of sherry.
Yeah,
a bit of sherry.
Yeah.
Brandy, Calvados. Have you heard of it?
Sorry. Final thoughts.
I've been Tessa Flannery, and if you didn't know that Mary Steenburgen and Ted Danson have been married for decades, now you do, and that's the greatest gift I could give you. They are icons.
I've been Cameron Faring, and I just wanted to remind you that if you've had a hard week, search for that flavor. Be like Mary Berry.
Reach for that alcohol.
reach for that brandy, God damn it.
Or they could be like you and put on a holiday sweater and feel better.
That's true. Sometimes I do both. In fact, I have a holiday flavored sweater, brandy.
Oh, we like that.
Yeah.
And I've been David Armstrong, and thank you all for letting us pop your culture. This has been...
Did you write that?
Yeah.
Did you write that?
Oh, yeah, I've been waiting to do that. This has been Omni Bilateral Panic for another week. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was so stupid.
That was incredible.
Sorry,
thanks for letting us pop your culture. I love it. Good job.
All right, Tessa, you get to come up with a format now.
I'm gonna come up with a format.